Warning: this editorial video report contains documentary evidence about corruption in Oceanside, New York, that some viewers may feel uncomfortable with. Hello, this is John Manoni, and welcome to another edition of Inside Oceanside. I am an elected commissioner of a local sanitation district in Oceanside, New York, and this webpage is dedicated to investigating local politics in my community and exposing the truth about how politics work at the micro level. During the recent sanitation election here in Oceanside, I was challenged during a debate by my longtime opponent and spokesman for the local Oceanside political establishment, Joe Sabellis, to show his involvement in local corruption. As I promised him, I am dedicating this episode to answering his question and taking a deep dive looking at pay-to-play politics here in Oceanside and Mr. Sabellis' involvement during his days as an elected commissioner. This episode is dedicated to the corrupt practice of pay-to-play politics here in Oceanside. Pay-to-play in politics refers to a system akin to payola in the music industry by which one pays or must pay money to become a player. Typically, the player, who could be an individual, a business, or an organization, makes campaign contributions to either a public official, a party official, or the party themselves, and receives financial benefits such as government contracts, political appointments or nominations, or other favors. This system, while not always considered criminal and seldom prosecuted, is universally recognized as a form of public corruption, which leads ultimately to the erosion of public trust, increased taxes, and lower quality of services for the public. Okay, let's review the facts. Looking at public records, Inside Oceanside has uncovered that about $32,000 in contracts for goods and services that were awarded by the sanitation district to companies that were associated with Mr. Sabellis. Those companies were Sabellis Contracting, Inc. and Oceanside Masonry Supplies. Further, the New York State Board of Election campaign records show that both companies paid a combined total of $4,500 to the local Oceanside Republican Club that was controlled at the time by Michael Scalata, a notorious local figure named by Newsday as the $1 Million Garbage Man for his involvement in a legal retirement scheme that netted him and his son over $800,000 in payouts from the district. For over 2 decades, Oceanside elected officials in school, library, fire, and sanitation were directly controlled by this single party boss, Michael Scalata. Nowhere was that more self-evident than at the Oceanside Sanitation District, where the entire Board of Commissioners were handpicked by Scalata in a series of uncontested elections and appointments. In fact, Commissioner Sabellis was unanimously appointed by the Board of Commissioners by Scalata's controlled board on January 8th, 2010. District public records show that Sabellis' company, Sabellis Contract, Inc., was paid $12,936 for construction projects at the district. The last payment was made on March 10, 2010, while Mr. Sabellis was an elected commissioner. In fairness to Mr. Sabellis, the record shows that he billed for his work 23 days before taking office. Further, looking at the New York State Board of Election records clearly shows that he contributed to Scalata's local political club a total of $2,050. Moving on to Oceanville Masonry Supplies. Oceanville is a company located in Oceanside that was owned by the Sabellis family until 2006, when it was sold to new owners. However, internet records and local sources tell us that there is an ongoing business relationship between the Sabellas family and the new owners. Sabellas Contracting still maintains its business office at Oceanville, located on Long Beach Road, and Joe Sabellas' brother is an employee of the company. Further, local sources have told us that Sabellas is an installation vendor for Oceanville's masonry sales. Again, public record shows that 7 days after Joe Sabellas was appointed by Scalata to the board, the district began bulk purchasing rock salt annually from Oceanville for the next 7 years. The purchases stopped in 2017 when the new board, realized that the district had vastly overpurchased the item. However, during the period, Oceanville was paid $18,708. And again, looking at the political contributions as reported by the New York State Board of Elections during that period, like Sabellas Construction, Oceanville played the political bosses club $2,450. What I provide here is documentary evidence of pay-to-play corruption at the local level that involves Mr. Sabellas. Is there corruption? Has a crime been committed? Mr. Sabellas will no doubtably claim that one has nothing to do with the other, that the donations are separate and unrelated to the award of contracts. Nevertheless, $32,000 was handed out by Michael Scalata's controlled district, and $4,500 was paid over to Scalata's political gov. Given all that I've learned about Mr. Sabellas and the politics of this community, it is my opinion there is a strong connection of pay-to-play political corruption that can't easily be excused by Mr. Sabellas and the other community service groups he belongs to. However, ultimately, it is the viewer who must evaluate the evidence as a citizen and decide for themselves what's going on. As citizens, our Constitution places a tremendous responsibility on us to govern ourselves. The solution to better government, lower taxes, and a corrupt-free society will not come from our police or prosecutors. It will come from us by knowing what is going on and realizing it's our duty to make critical judgments on them. The lesson is that politics is not a dirty word. It is the path to salvation or damnation in a free society. And ultimately, what happens is our choice. Fortunately, it was the wisdom of our founding fathers to give us our First Amendment so that we could freely speak about uncomfortable topics like Joe Sabellas and public corruption. I want to take a moment to thank Mr. Jefferson and Mr. Jay for my right to speak out against the behavior of our political leaders here in Oceanside and beyond. God bless your wisdom and God bless America. I want to thank you for watching this video report. If you like the contents and think that I'm doing a service to our community, please like and share. Remember, the enemy of truth and freedom is complacency that starts in our own local backyard.